Hi everyone, I'm Julian, and this is God Mental Health and Keto Connection. And today we're talking about, are you yearning for life balance, more balance and productivity in your life in all areas? So that's what we're talking about today. And it's all about the balance between the different sections of our lives. So here's the key, where I would say there's about 3 keys in here. So self-discipline, oops, is that a bad word? No, it's actually a great word. Self-discipline raises your mood. It does. And how you feel about yourself. And it causes you to feel emotionally stronger. Set small goals and take baby steps, and you will keep moving forward as well. Now, saying no to the flesh, which is the body, and the unregenerate soul. The soul is the mind, will, and emotions. When they're not connected to God through the second birth, born again, then they are considered what the scholars call unregenerate, or not born again is what it means. And so saying no to the flesh, it is empowering you to feed your spirit. It's a form of self-love. And the Bible always refers to discipline as a good thing. A good thing like a caring parent for a child, as a good thing from God to us. When the Bible says, whoever he loves, he disciplines. If he doesn't discipline you, he loves everyone, but it means you're not really his child yet. And you may become his child, and he will draw you to that point and bring things into your life that will do that. And from yourself, you can discipline yourself. Now we're back to self-discipline. That is showing yourself love. So here's a secret. It's usually the flesh that takes you off your track in any way that leads to stress and frustration in your life. So here's a list of the tendencies of the flesh, and that is the human mind and body without God, remember. And these are pride, envy, anger, sloth, greed, gluttony, and lust. If you recognize them, they're considered the 7 deadly sins. The Bible doesn't call them that anywhere, but they've gotten that name over the years. And this is our sin nature. We have all these operating inside of us, pulling us in that direction and leading to frustration and pain and sorrow. The sin nature pulls against our own spirit that wants to go higher. Even it will pull against us after we're born again, but not to the same extent. It doesn't have mastery now. It's below the spirit after you're born again, because you're filled with the Holy Spirit and you belong to Christ now. So that really gives you much more power over your own flesh and helps you with self-discipline. Now here's a list of the 10, we went through the list of 7 deadly sins. Now there's a well-known story, and you've probably heard this, a story about a black and a white dog. And the one you feed grows stronger, while the one you don't feed grows weaker and eventually dies. So the white dog represents your born-again spirit, and the black one is the sin nature. So it's in the flesh that we're stuck with, kind of, until we leave this earth. But it will grow weak and move to the background once we're born again, and once we stop feeding it, giving into it, and letting it rule and reign, like pampering it. No, I'm not going to do that anymore. So we see this idea in Matthew 16, verses 24 to 26. And that's where Christ tells us to pick up our cross daily and follow him. We also see it in Galatians 2, verse 20, where we are told that we are crucified with Christ. After we're born again, we're crucified with Christ and in him. So it is, but it is still an act of our free will to follow him each day and carry this out in reality. We can always rebel. We always retain our free will to go against Christ if we want to. So that's why we need to keep ourselves crucified with Christ on the cross so that our spirit man can be the one in charge. So self-discipline is the key to starting a new, more balanced life. Now, this is a balance of your spiritual life and your physical life, your physical material life in this world. So you have your spiritual life, which is eternal, it's going to live forever. And you have your temporary body and physical life in this material world. And we have to live in both. So this includes, now the balance of this life includes your daily routine, your getting your to-do list to done, and eating according to your chosen plan, which I hope is ketogenic, and feeling motivated to exercise and carrying that out each day, and also a routine that fits you perfectly within your season of life for that exercise. In my world, in my time of life, I'm very busy, but I'm a retired personal trainer, and I have a lot of background in fitness and health. So I practice this on myself every day. I've created a routine, which I call functional organic exercise. And it's where I go throughout my day, through my routine, my schedule. But at each place I go, or almost each place I go and do things, there's a little movement that I can do while I'm doing something else. And that's, I want to do a whole YouTube on that because it's grown as an idea that I just started doing without thinking about it. But I think it's very good because it keeps your muscles toned, even if you don't want to go out and actually do a workout. So these little steps that I just went through bleed over into all the other parts of your life. And there's an old saying too that says, a rising tide raises all boats. Well, here you can apply it to where you rise up in one category or section of your life, and by practicing self-discipline, you automatically notice all the other sections of your life are doing much better. Yes. So one reinforces the other, and you become more of the person that you want to be. And this is really true. As you work on one area, it just raises all the other areas too. You just become, in general, a more disciplined person and happier. Not happy like silly, happy in a deep joy, an abiding joy. When I'm on my keto carnivore diet, I feel good about my control over my flesh, and I feel healthier and happier and motivated. And I have a good sense of well-being. It really helps that keto takes away cravings. Now, this is key. It takes away sugar and carb cravings, but people report all the time that being on a ketogenic diet and getting mastery over food cravings all of a sudden spreads to other cravings too, like cigarettes, alcohol, and even drugs are so much more easy to kick to the curb and quit once you're on a ketogenic diet. Now, I'd love to do a deeper dive into that, and maybe I'll write an article on that too, because I think that's fascinating. And I have never heard it prescribed as a way to conquer addiction to drugs, addiction to alcohol or cigarettes. So that is huge. That I would recommend that to anyone who wants to kick those kind of addictions. So scripture puts an emphasis on self-discipline, both things to do and not to do. And I've noticed that diet becomes the rudder that directs almost everything else in life. And it's no surprise to me then that when I eat right, I automatically want to move more, I think more clearly, I have more mental focus, and motivation to be creative and tackle the jobs on my to-do list. And that's really true. I'll just blow through my day, check them off one, and it's so much easier than when you're all over the map and you want to keep snacking and eating sugar and junk and carbs. It's like once that fence is down, all the fences go down. And that's really true. So instead of feeling mildly to majorly guilty about eating wrong, I feel great about myself. And that is so healing in itself. It's huge. Don't underestimate that. This is one reason why the Bible, I believe, one reason why God emphasizes fasting. Now, before you just shut the video off, I see fasting on a spectrum, okay? So for a keto beginner, you're fasting some of your carbs, cutting them back, and that can be considered a type of fasting and self-discipline. Of course it is. When you are first cutting out those carbs that you're so used to, that is definitely a step in the right direction, and it is you're fasting carbs, or some of your carbs. And on another video, I told you how to do that, how you're going to cut slowly down to 20 grams, and then you should kick over into ketosis. And if you, I forget which one it is, but go check the older videos, and definitely be talking about that again, because that's a key tenet of this whole approach to life. Now, when you do this cutting back, it's a type of fasting, absolutely. Now, for someone like me, who I'm not a beginner, I've been doing this for 10 years or more, fasting to me now is every day. I follow intermittent fasting, which you probably heard about, and I do an 18-hour window of no solid food or no calories, and I do the 6 hours of an eating window. So that eating window always includes 2 meals, and this has just evolved over the years. Now it's all carnivore, but it doesn't matter whether it's ketogenic or carnivore. It's all ketogenic. A carnivore diet is ketogenic, and a keto diet is 20 carbs or below, and mine is no carbs. So, and that's what I eat in my 6-hour window of eating. And I'll have a light breakfast, and then mid-afternoon I will have my main meal. And after that, I'm done. I'll usually go lay down for a little while, take a break, get back up, and continue my day. But I don't eat anything. I might have something to drink, like a decaf coffee, and I love my what I call fizzy water, but it's carbonated water, sparkling water, and I always have that around and sip on that. So when you do this, it's not hard at all. Let it evolve naturally. And it's amazing what you can do when you have no cravings and a good steady energy every day. I enjoy my food. I look forward to eating. But the beauty is, when I'm done, I don't think about it. I'm done. I move on. I want to do something else. I want to be creative. I want to go learn something. It's just the way I've always wanted to live. And it's important to take one day at a time. Don't think about next week or next month, but make today a beautiful pearl. Make it right. Just do today right. Do today right. That's all. Just think about today. It's it. And make that, when it's all over, it's like a beautiful little pearl that you've created because you did everything you wanted to do. You self-discipline all day long. And I don't mean to make that sound hard. On keto, it's easy because you do not have cravings, and that bleeds over into all other areas of life. You're more productive. You just are. And so just do today right. And I think of it as, okay, I created a little pearl today. This day was like a little pearl. I'm going to put it on my string, and add it to my string. And now time goes by. Tomorrow I do another little pearl. Before you know it, you'll look up and you have a whole beautiful necklace. And that represents you're reaching the goals and results that you've desired for so long. Give yourself this pearl necklace, but enjoy the journey because it is very enjoyable. Now, here's another tool. I'm going to tell you about a new one now that may help you make a daily or weekly routine or schedule for yourself. And I highly recommend a written, set down routine schedule for yourself, at least Monday through Friday, or whatever you decide is right for you. Now, many years ago, I believe God showed me this. He said to me, what time of your life did you get the most done in the least amount of time? And I thought about it and it popped right into my head. That had to be high school. All the subjects you study, all the things you do, and somehow you get them in every day, every week. So I'm amazed at how much you can accomplish. And I thought, why not adopt this type of a schedule in my adult life so I can accomplish this just as much? Why not? So I look back at my high school schedule, and it went something like this. Alarm at 6:30 in the morning. Then I get to school, 5 subjects in the morning, lunch, and 2 subjects after lunch. Then I had glee club or play practice. I'd get home for dinner. I commuted by trolley. I always had a long walk carrying heavy books, textbooks. And then I'd get home, 2 hours of homework, and watch TV, talk to friends on the phone, read a novel before I went to bed. In 1 week, my subjects on my college-bound track covered 2 languages: science, business, typing, art, English, math, economics, history, gym, including track, future nurses club, working in a local hospital, and a boyfriend. If I had to do all this today, well, just don't know about it. But the point is, the hourly schedule with 7 classes starting at 8:30 and ending at 3:30, Monday through Friday, got it all done. All that. So I adopted a similar schedule for myself today. It varies now by the day so that everything does get done. But one key is this. When my bell rings, the hour is over, and it's over. Move on to the next thing. That's the secret. Also, stick to the day's projects or mindfully swap another day within that week when it's absolutely necessary. If you opt to continue working on a project after the bell rings into the next hour, then do it mindfully. Reassign the project that you bumped out to another time slot, and this is only for an emergency. When the final bell rings for the day, stop. Your downtime, or what's considered downtime, family time, is just as important as all the other parts of your life, so that you, for your balance and peace, mental happiness and health. Now, do make up those hours on Saturday if you can't take off. If you do bump something or you don't get something accomplished, have a little buffer day on Saturday where you can pick up any loose ends that you need to take care of. But always take Sunday off. It's biblical. God made us in a 7-day cycle to work 6 days and rest the 7th. Now, and that's usually for most people Sunday. If you have to switch it to Saturday, fine, but just make sure you take one of those days off. Make out your schedule. Now, I want you to think about making your own schedule here. Include things like taking your vitamins, shopping, bank, and tracking your finances. Some of these things will be daily things, some will be weekly things. Now, your downtime is a huge part of your schedule, and it's very important. Factor it in. Include time with your children, spouse, and loved ones, and friends. This is all great for your mental health. Even a phone call can keep you feeling connected. So if you live alone, call someone, visit over the phone. It's very important. Keep yourself feeling balanced and connected. Ignoring people in your life can do the opposite. It can make you feel uneasy and guilty if you're ignoring people. Now, when you see it all laid out nice on a weekly schedule or chart, you will breathe a sigh of relief. Just knowing, oh, I'm not going to forget to do this. I'm going to be reminded to take care of that. It's very freeing to let your mind stop constantly trying to remember things. So remember when they handed out your class schedule in high school, and you would be scared to look at what your schedule was going to be, and then there it was, the whole next 6 months of your life, no matter what, that was going to be it. So the good thing that did was take all those time decisions off your plate. That was it. All you had to do was follow the schedule, and you would have success. Now make provision for success. What you have to do what you have to do in order to complete your schedule on time and with your best work done each day. Do what you have to do to support that. That means make it easy for yourself to succeed, get enough sleep, and eat correctly for your best health and energy. And your weight will take care of itself. It will. This is discipline. This is the way to be a successful, balanced, happy person. It is highly important for you to turn off your bedside lamp and close your eyes on time. Whatever your designated bedtime is, make sure you're going to get a good 8 hours, whatever you know you need to get to feel your best. And TV's not worth giving that up for. The decision for success is made when you shut off the TV, close the book, and shut your eyes for the night. That's when you're automatically choosing how good you're going to feel the next day. So why not choose the best you can choose? Be strict about your bedtime. I'm very strict with myself. I'm always within a half hour, one way or another. So I make schedules for myself all the time. Well, why do I do that? Well, when I feel any slight uneasiness or sense of overwhelm, or I'm not getting things done, the schedule's not working for me, I edit it and redo it. Just do it over, make a do-over. Keep what isn't working for you, see if you can figure it out. Now, sometimes what I've done recently and had to do, I didn't always have to do this, but now I'm on a bi-weekly schedule where I accomplish more over a 2-week period, so that the things that are too much for me to do all in 1 week crammed in, which gives me a burnout, overwhelmed feeling, and that's the opposite of what we want. So I figured out a way to, the big projects, my biggest projects that can be spread out, which are my articles that I write. I do one topic 1 week and another topic the next week, so that I don't burn out. And if you notice, I do a more spiritual YouTube video 1 week and a more physical health video on the other week. So it follows the same routine. But that's all part of God, mental health, and the Keto Connection, because those sections have to be working together in order for a complete life balance for mental health and happiness. So the balance of work and rest is super important. You've got to have time for prayer, mental work, physical work, a hobby or other creative outlet that you enjoy, very important, relationships, and getting shopping, housework, and errands done. All needs to be part of the schedule that you've made for yourself. And it easily can be if you do it the way I showed you. Now keep in mind, for your time in your life right now, that's how to prioritize things for you in this phase of your life. Right now, I'm in a phase where I'm a senior and I'm a grandmother, even a great grandmother. And but I passed through my single years, my mother years, and grandmother now, even older. So, yes, I tweak my schedule and my work to where what's right for me now. Now, you don't get that phase of life back. When it's over, it's over. So you want to make sure you're doing the right things in that period of time in your life that you should be doing at that time. Now, I'm going to explain this, make it concrete for you. There's an old poem that I love, and I'm going to try not to choke up. Every time I've practiced this, I've choked up, and I don't want to choke up. So someone gave this to me when I was a new mother, and it goes like this. It first appeared in the Ladies' Home Journal in 1958. It's titled Song for a Fifth Child, Babies Don't Keep. That's the title. And it's written by Ruth Holbert Hamilton. Here it goes. Hope I don't choke up. Mother, oh mother, come shake out your cloth. Empty the dustpan, poison the moth. Hang out the washing and butter the bread. Sew on a button and make up that bed. Where's the mother whose house is so shocking? She's up in the nursery, blissfully rocking. Oh, I've grown as shiftless as little boy blue. Lullaby, rockabye, lullaby, loo. Dishes are waiting and bills are past due. Pat a cake, darling, and peek, peekaboo. The shopping's not done, and there's nothing for stew. And out in the yard, there's a hullabaloo. But I'm playing Kanga, and this is my roo. There I go. Look, aren't her eyes the most wonderful hue? Lullaby, rockabye, lullaby, loo. Oh, cleaning and scrubbing, we'll wait for tomorrow. But children grow up, as I've learned to my sorrow. So quiet down, cobwebs. Dust go to sleep. I'm rocking my baby, and babies don't keep. This really brings peace in knowing what's important to priorities at your time of life. Peace and calm, knowing that you can trust yourself to prioritize the important things in life, to be reliable and trustworthy to your own self. This makes it easier to love the people in your life and not take your stress and overwhelm out on them. In turn, you feel so much better about yourself, which is healing. It's a big cycle if you noticed how one thing works with the next, and it turns in your favor. So make provision for your success in diet, your work, your home, and your free time, in exercise, and your relationship with God, family, and friends. In other words, clear the way for your success. When choosing one thing over another, when making that decision, I try to go by the little acronym JOY. Jesus, then others, then you, then everything else. Let me know what you think. What tricks or tips do you have for keeping all your plates spinning at the same time? Thank you for watching today. And I just wanted to give you a reminder, browse God Mental Health and the ketoconnection.com/blog to catch up on some amazing articles. There's a lot there, and for your further education. And these articles will bless your life. I've prayed over all of them. Next month, look for the new book, EBook, Mental Healing at Home, and it will be a free download on my site, God Mental Health and the ketoconnection.com. And it's my gift to you. So leave your reaction to it. If you do read it, let me know what you thought. Just take a comment card on my website, fill it out, and tell me what you thought. And please check out my newsletter on Substack where I don't hold back. It's free at godmentalhealthandketo.substack.com. That's godmentalhealthandketo.substack.com. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one.